First of all, do you believe that men ain't shit? Like, do you believe men ain't shit?
Ooh. I think as men, we all do some questionable things that doesn't make sense. But I would never say I'm trash. No. We're humans. We learn. I think we put ourselves in awkward positions, and then when they're, faced with, okay, what did you do? That's when the trash of us come out, But I think overall, there are good in most people. I just think that people might go through things and it kind of changes your perception. So yeah, I don't think men are trash. We just
misunderstood.
Yeah. That's it, baby.
To be great is to be misunderstood.
I guess I have a different view.
Uh-oh.
I think all men ain't shit, and I think all women crazy. I just think there's levels. You got to find the right level for you. You got to find the right ain't shit for you as a woman, and you got to find the right level of crazy as a man. What can I deal with? That's how I look at it. But I do say, I feel like in the moment, none of us realize we doing some trash shit right now. But then afterwards, when you look back, you be like, damn, that was actually kind of messed up when I think about it.
I'm going to say I don't believe in absolutisms. All ain't all the time. That's the way I feel about the situation. But if I think it as a whole, I think I will use this opportunity for this podcast for some kind of resolution to every person in my life. I won't even say men, women, whatever. Every person in my life. I do not ghost people. That's just the way I am. I do not respond to text messages. I'm looking dead at the camera right now. I don't respond back to text messages. I do not call back. Do not take offense. I appreciate it. I'm glad you care and concerned that I am alive. And I'll get back to it when I'm in a mood to do so. I apologize. It's not you. It's me. And if you have a problem with that, don't be like, oh man, men are trash, men ain't shit, because they be ghosting people and all that. I'm like, baby, don't think so highly of yourself that you're thinking you're the only one that's getting ghosted right now. Everyone's getting ghosted right now. Everyone. And so I'll work on that, I guess. I'm going to go to counseling. get some training on it. But yeah. Because I know a lot of women are on that. It's like, yo, he's trash. He doesn't respond. He doesn't take concern of my needs. He doesn't do all these things. Like, sometimes you just meet a dude who's just not about that life at the time you want it. See, everybody on this microwave generation shit where they want things now. Well, hell, baby. Reality dictates things don't go the way you want to. Pasada Aqua don't waving Molina. Password don't move the goddamn well, man. It go. I'm sorry.
I was like, I have no idea what he just said. I was trying to figure out.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm sorry. I go. That's why, yes, some men are trash. We won't negate that. Because we see them.
Oh yeah.
You see the ain't shit. You be like, damn.
They're everywhere. Yeah. They're everywhere.
They're like, bro, like chill out. You're making us look bad. It's just like when, as a black person, and you see someone being loud and obnoxious at the movie theater, and I was like, damn, man.
Take this in the back another 20 years.
Like, chill. But then you watch these reality shows.
Oh.
And I think that's what's really fueling the narrative about what you said, men ain't shit and women are crazy. The reality show phenomena is like, that's who they put on the air. They want dudes who's messing with multiple women. They want women who's going to throw drinks in people's face. To the point, I'm like, they're drinking liquids. It's about to go down. I'm like, why do we have to go into this narrative? And when we talking men are trash and women are crazy, what we just think what men are trash? Are we talking the spectrum of all races and creeds and colors here? Speak on it.
Yeah, we talking. This is all men. Like, if you identify as a man, then you are trash. That's how I'm going by it.
So how are you trash? Since all men are trash, how are you trash?
Let's see here. I know I could be set in my ways in terms of, like, I can be very stubborn. Like, to the point where I'm ignoring what you're saying because I'm right. I know that. I'm trying to learn I'm trying to identify when I'm doing that to be like, all right, I'm clearly doing this. But then also, I think the biggest reason, I got very short patience. So, like, I'm not going back and forth. I'm not.
It's normal human shit so far, but keep going.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I mean it. Okay, so for example, if me and my shorty are driving somewhere, I'm trying to like show her a meme or something, right? And then it's like a meme. You know how they have those memes where it's like questions like, oh, 1, 2, or 3, what are you? And I'm like, oh, hey, what are you? And then she'd be like, no, you go first. I'm already over it. Like, no, I asked you first. I'm not even answering because I already know what I would do. I showed it to you for a reason. You answered. Don't try to ask me the question back because then I'm just, all right, Dex, I'm over it. I'm over this now.
Still normal human. Let me give you an example. I'm not saying
well,
I feel
this
trash.
past ain't shit. This is like the new ain't shit.
The new ain't shit. Well,
past ain't shit is like yeah, we together. We not together. Like that's the past ain't shit.
I've literally ran away from a girl one time. Like scoot, jump over bushes. Literally ran away to. Like, man, she probably should be friends on Facebook now, man. I wrote like a great poem to apologize to her for the situation. And I wanted to tell her I'm not necessarily running from you. I'm running to her.
You definitely trash for that one right there. You are trash for that one.
It was a trash moment. We was in college. I was young and dumb. And I'm talking to her. And then my homie hit me up, was like, yo, so-and-so's asking about you at the other spot. And I'm like, oh, snap. Like, I've been waiting for so-and-so. I'm also friends with her as well. So we'll keep these names out. I'm like, oh, snap. She's asking for me? And so I'm talking on the phone. I start walking in a direction. And as he's talking, I'm getting excited. I start to jog a little bit. And my man's being black was like, when he see people running, he started running with me. Because I was going to say, yo, I'm going to Bumstead. Meet me at Bumstead, tell them. But since I was running, he was running, we looked back, and the girls looked crazy that we was with. We just started running faster. We ran as fast as we could. And then we got to Bumstead. I was like, man, this is not going to turn out all right. Few minutes later, we see the girls we talked to on the other side of the street just glaring at us. like, damn, homie. Damn, I apologize. I was young and dumb. But I'd probably be the trashiest thing I've done, but I'm still ain't trash.
I think the trashiest thing I've probably done, I was talking to one girl and then smashing another because the girl I was talking to, I wasn't actually liked her, so I wasn't trying to like pressure her or like make her do anything she didn't want to do. But then I had a girl on the side who was just with the shits. And so I was like, oh, I just have sex with you until this one's ready. That's very trash now.
Oh, yeah.
That's like...
Yeah, it's trash. man, communication is key, man. Honesty is the best policy. And I think that's where a lot of these trash moments... I don't think people are trash. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want to be a humanist today. Even though I'm a very pessimistic individual, I want to be a humanist that all people are good and they mean well. Even though we know that's not true. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that, hey, if you just communicated your wants and needs and desires a little clearer, maybe, just maybe, we wouldn't be having these disagreements with people. But every time we so afraid to talk the truth that women be holding it in. Men be holding it in until it just comes out in ways that it should have never been manifested in the first place. That's all I'm saying. PSA, baby.
I understand. I agree with you. But in the moment, I was just like, I'm not going to pressure her to do something that she don't want to do with her body when I got somebody else that can. So yeah, that was my logic behind it. It's very stupid. I look back at it now like, damn, I really shouldn't have did that. But I wouldn't change it because it helped me grow. And it's a fun story to tell. I ain't going to lie. It's a very fun story to tell.
Were they friends?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. That'd have been worse. I can never be that guy. I'm never that guy where like I mess with. Actually, you know what? I have once.
So you're on the record saying you've hooked up with friends before?
In a previous lifetime, yes, I have. In a very previous lifetime, like old dimensions ago. Like, you know, in comics, there's like different alternate universes. Yeah, that was like alternate universe.
Nerd.
Way to save yourself. Way to save yourself. That's how you save yourself right there. That is like, that's sealing the deal right there. That was good, man. That was really good.
So dry.
Oh, the trash moments. Let me see. A couple years ago, when I first moved here for graduate school, I met a young lady during my internship, and really cool girl, really just down to earth, just everything you would want in a woman. I was new here, I didn't know anybody, and she found out that I went to Howard. She said, oh, I go to Howard too. She was like, let's link up around homecoming, like Yard Fest and all those things. So I go there, we have a good time, we're laughing and talking, I meet some of her friends, vice versa. And I said maybe like a week later, it was like, hey, I really like you.
Oh, shit.
Boy, when I say I disappeared, I vanished. And the sad thing about it is, like, looking back at that was such a trash moment in my book. All it took is for me to say, hey, like, this is moving way too fast. Like, I didn't think she would say after a week, like, I like you. Like, to me, it scared me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, let me just disappear. And that's what I did. And I apologize. If you listen to this podcast right now in 2019, I apologized before, but I can go on air and say, I'm sorry if I ghosted you. I ghosted you before I knew what ghosting was. And that was definitely a trash moment, because she was really hurt, man. And like you said, like, I think we all want to do good things, but when things move kind of awkward or weird, we just like freak out like a deer in headlights. And yeah, my defense mechanism was run. That's what I did. Got on it.
Not physically, but
yeah,
figuratively. I'll run from you physically.
Yeah.
I see nothing wrong with ghosting though. I really don't.
What?
I live my life as a ghost. I'm not even here right now. I'm an apparition. I'm a figment of your imagination. What I feel, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I guess I will apologize for ghosting a young lady who didn't have sheets on her bed. Oh. I ghosted her.
But you don't owe it to them. This goes both ways. You don't owe it to the other person. That goes for women goes to the man, and the man goes to the person. Unless y'all like an item. Like if y'all just been like messing around for a little bit, or like we don't have a title or something.
So you feel that people aren't entitled to closure, or have some kind of idea about how to improve their situation for like helpful feedback? Like, okay, this didn't work out for me, and maybe if you fix that, people like.
But closure is, I feel like that's a self thing. So for example, like if I want a closure from like all my past relationships, I'm not gonna go back and like hit them up and be like, hey, what went wrong? Because that's gonna open up a wound from like our past thing. You moved on, I moved on.
So I'm the one that does that.
Let me talk about this. Damn, I'm with you on this one. Yeah, I think, so my thoughts, and this is just my thoughts, I think everyone needs closure. In any relationship, any friendship, anything, like I think in order to move on without that hurt, I think you need the proper closure. Whether it's like, hey, I'm sorry because of A, B, C, or D, or you say sorry and you keep it moving. I just think that in the society we live in, I think a lot of people hold on to like that baggage, and they just carry it on to the next, to the next, to the next. And it's like, if you apologize for your action, it kind of eases the pain a little bit. It doesn't take the fact that you hurt that person, but it does ease the pain.
That's why Cass is trash now. Bags of garbage because they never got rid of some of that garbage. And it's like, let me fix your life, man. Let go.
Let it go.
No, I just say that because I don't want to open up a wound for that person. Like if we're using me as an example, I don't want to open up that wound for like them.
You think really highly of yourself, huh? That you gonna open up a wound? How you know they just want to talk?
No, if they like hit me up, that's different. But I'm saying like me going out, reaching out to them. Like if they were to hit me up like, Kaz, let's talk about this. All right, cool. But I believe for me to hit you up and be like, yo, I want closure. I feel like that's a selfish thing because it's saying I want it. I don't know if you do. She might have moved on and be like, yo, I'm good. And I don't
gotta go like I want closure. Like, yo, let me just holler at you. Let me just talk so I can get some understanding. Because a lot of times you don't have the full picture. You know, there's truth over here, there's truth over there, but the truth really lies in the middle. And you don't realize the perspective that's there until you get to see both sides. There's a great story on NPR where they talk about this guy whose ex-wife makes a movie about their marriage. And he was afraid to watch this movie because he was afraid of what might be revealed about him and how he would be perceived. And he never knew what led up to the divorce in his own eyes. He watched the movie and was like, damn, she was struggling in it for months before she even did that. And that gave him closure. But they never communicated. I think sometimes you just need to freaking talk. And that's why men are trash.
That's different. Marriage, that's different. That's a
No,
different...
I'm saying, be a marriage, a long-term relationship, a short-term relationship. Men are trash and women are crazy because we ain't communicating.
That's very true. But I still believe that for the closure, if, say, I hurt you, whatever, I did my
I'm hurt right now, Cass.
Say, I hurt you, Dad. I'm not going to be like, yo, Dad, let me talk to you, because I feel like me hitting you up is reminding me, it's going to bring up the situation that hurt you. So therefore, I'm going to let it go. If you want to hit me up, be like, let's talk about that, that's fine. But I feel like if I were to keep annoying you, like, hey, let's talk, I need closure, hey, let's talk, I feel like I'm bothering you. So therefore, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to chill. And then if you want to talk, we can talk. If I need closure, I do what I always do. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write everything I want to say. It's tucked away in the email that I haven't sent. But then if I do get a chance to send it, I'll send it. But I believe if I write it down, for me, that works for me. If I write it down, all honesty, it was going to work for me because I feel like in most situations, there are signs of when like something's going bad, and it's just we just ignore it for whatever reason. So therefore, like for all my relationships ended or every trash moment I've had, I could have saw where it was going trash, but I just ignored it. It was like, whatever, I don't really care. So like, yeah, that's.
Oh, you one of them festering type dudes. You just let that joint just slowly disintegrate.
Yep,
slowly.
Once again, that shit hits with a boom.
Once again, it goes into the narrative of men being trash because we're afraid to when something's going bad and going wrong, we have to be honest with ourselves to step away from it instead of being self-destructive. And I understand. I've done the same damn thing where I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. So I'm going to do things that I know is going to drive you away from me, which isn't fair. We got to quit being punks and man the fuck up and do what needs to be done. And maybe that's what we need to know right now. Man the fuck up. My name is Mr. Brown. I didn't introduce myself. I
was going to say, I think this is the first time I heard him curse on this. That's how I know he's serious. This is the first time I heard him curse.
Yeah. It's funny that we talk about this topic. I'm in a situation right now where I have a friend, a good friend of mine, and we haven't talked in about a year. And I feel like just me being a Taurus, I guess, and me being stubborn, I won't reach out because I didn't do anything wrong. But I know the right thing to do is say, hey, listen, you be my friend for a minute. Like, let's just squash this beef and move forward. But it's been so long, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this person called me right now, it was like, hey, let's chop it up. Like, we can chop it up and move forward. But the fact that we haven't talked so long, I'm like, dang, at least I can do is call and say, hey, like, my bad if I hurt you or whatever the situation might be. But I feel like in my heart of hearts, like, I didn't do anything wrong. I just think it's just like miscommunication, like Dev said. And this is a moment for me, I'm live, to say, hey, if you listen to this podcast, we can chop it up and continue our friendship. Because like, you're a dope friend. We you know, we both know each other. Like, you've been there for me and vice versa, you know, but I feel like I lost a good friend based on the lack of miscommunication. And I can say I'm trash for this because I can call this person, but I guess I'm kind of just stuck in my ways not to call and kind of just in this silly beef over miscommunication, you know. So, you know, I think my challenge for myself is to say, hey, let me call you and let me just like say, hey, look, we've been friends for a minute. This is just stupid and pointless. Let's continue our friendship.
They just gave me a dope bar. I'm ready to I'm gonna put it on this podcast so I can remember later. Man, we talked about miscommunication, or I just missed your communication. Something like that. I think I'll put that thing together. That thing gonna be good. I think it's gonna be fire.
So I have a question for you guys.
I don't like questions.
Within your I'm
sorry.
Let's say the last 2-3 relationships you've been in, have you guys had the proper closure to move on? Your last 2 or 3 relationships, have you guys had the proper closure with that individual? Or have you kind of just like, all right, deuces, I'm done?
Yeah, I would like to say. Just because I'm going off the way like I want to do the close, like how I look at closure. So I'd say for me, yeah, because I'm really a big component. I'm just like I keep saying, I sound like a broken record, but I don't want to open any wounds for you. If I know I've hurt you, I don't want to open up that wound for you because I feel like for me, out of sight, out of mind. So like if I'm talking to you, you're gonna remember what happened.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm gonna like let it chill. Then like if we run into each other, then we can like chop it up and talk. But if not, I write down what I need to write down to make me feel better. And then sometimes the best thing we could do as people is like love and like each other from afar, because it's like maybe we're not meant to be like the. Actually no, I take that back. Two people can like each other and love each other, but not be meant for each other. So therefore, if that's the case, it's like learning to realize it. Like, all right, we clearly love each other, we like each other, but we're just two different people, and like there's no point in trying to force like the type of relationship that we want. So therefore, it's best for me to just love you from afar. Be like, all right, you're doing you. If you ever needed something and you hit me up, I'll do it. But you're gonna do you. I'm gonna do me. When we see each other, we're cool. Yada yada yada. But I'll just send you all my love and support from like afar, because there's no point in me like trying to always constantly hit you up, stuff like that. But to answer your question, I feel like I got closure in all my situations.
So, for those who don't know, I'm coming out of a marriage. So, to answer the question, do I have closure? I got closure enough to be a functional adult, I think. Counseling.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
Maybe a deeper instance, and then I'm thinking beforehand, I was kind of chilling. I like the last person I consider a relationship. Oh, we can talk about women are crazy type thing. It was so crazy that I decided to go celibate before I got married. That's how crazy she was. I was like, God dang, I believe I was thinking with the wrong organ. I need to reevaluate my life. and that was the season I was in before I got married, was one of celibacy. And now you ask me about celibacy now, I'm like, that shit's stupid. But that's the season of my life at the time. And so I'm thinking about men being trash. And I'm thinking about things that make women describe men as trash. And we have that scenario of commitment. I could do the scenario we just said. I committed to you, then I realized I'm like settling, and then I start doing trash behavior. I start cheating on you because I don't really like you like that, but I'm afraid to tell you I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. So you have that trash thing. Or you have the flip side where it's like, I don't really like you like that. Why won't you commit to me? Because I don't really like you like that. Because men aren't necessarily afraid of commitment. This is just my thoughts. They're just not committing to you. I'm talking to you right now. If you want a man to commit and he's been around your life for a while and he hasn't committed to you after all this time, it's probably because he feels like he's still looking for something better. And he doesn't want to settle. Because if he feels like he's settling, then he's not going to treat you like you should be treated, which is like a queen or someone very highly placed in his life instead of something he slightly thinks of. You know, that's it. And then that's where the narrative like men are trash. And then there's probably some dude looking at you right now, but I'll treat you better. Quit ignoring him. But then again, it might be creepy. I don't know. Don't be in a you type of situation.
Joe Goldberg. Shout out to Joe Goldberg for you. If you haven't seen You on Netflix, watch it, ladies. Everybody watch it. It's a good show. It definitely gives you a different perspective on men and women and how far men will go to get your attention, really.
These young ladies ain't gonna never buy a book again. Inside joke, watch you, man.
Yeah, good show, really, really good show, and they just got renewed for season 2.
Because it goes on that men are trash, and then we have the other idiom, nice guys finish last,
which is so true.
You think so?
Yes.
So he's speaking from a place.
Yeah, y'all gonna feel this one here. Y'all gonna feel this. I feel like good guys finish last, and here's why I say this. I feel like throughout life we date, whether it's a short term or long term, right? So women date, men date, and I think as men, you've always been told to treat her like nobody else, like treat her better than what she's been treated to. That's always my bread and butter. Treat her better than her last and her last. Do things, be consistent. I feel like the way society is now, I feel like women are just tired of men and their dumb stuff. So when a good guy does come around and he introduces himself to a young lady and he does the proper thing by talking to her, asking around the date, doing this, that, and the third. If this woman has been hurt or damaged, I feel like that guy is already like down 0-2 in the count. So now he has to work twice as hard to show her that he's not that trash guy. And I've been in a situation like that where I met a young lady and not knowing that she got out of a relationship, she didn't tell me that, which is, that's fair enough. But if you see me pursuing you and I'm being consistent and I'm doing all these things to show you, hey, I'm different, just say, hey, I'm not ready to be in a relationship. Don't give me false hope and then tell me months later, oh, I got a lot going on. I thought you was just like the other guy. All these flowers I done bought, all these museum trips. And this is what you do. This is what you do. You know who you are. If you listen, you know who you are. But I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you because I get it. Like, you know, when women get hurt, like they put up the defense mechanism, and as a good guy, you have to just keep cracking at the ice over and over, and it gets to a point. It's like I'm tired. Like I've done everything I can do to show you I'm not him, but yet you still put me in the same category.
Man, this is what I feel about it. I consider myself a former good guy.
We're all good guys up here.
Yeah, a former good guy, but
like Chucky the dog.
Yeah, something like that. The thing is that I've come to the realization if a woman's not attracted to the bait that I'm putting out, which is me, I'm the bait. Bait.
Shout out to wife.
Yeah, then you're not for me. Apparently, you want chum when I was giving you something else. So I'm gonna let you go after your thugs, go after whatever other perception, because clearly what I'm giving you is not what you want. If you really want an asshole, go ahead and get the asshole. I'm not about to do this debate now. I used to be like, oh, why do nice guys feel that? Then I'm just realizing, you know what? Some women don't like good things. Some people like to eat a lot of red meat. Some people like to eat salads. It is what it is, and I gotta let that go, and I will not force us into the narrative. I won't force myself in the narrative that good guys get this good. I'm like, yo, if she doesn't like that, she wasn't a good girl anyway. She has some other flaws that she needs to work on, that she needs something to build upon. And then I think about it with the whole good guy scenario. It's like a cat with a piece of string. When you wiggle the string in front of the cat's going after it, going after it. As soon as you drop the string, the cat's no longer interested. When you that good guy, you that string on the ground. Mm-hmm. She don't want that shit.
That little green, that little lip noodle over there.
Yeah. They want someone that seems like hard to get, unfortunately. And so if you observe what that guy is doing, that she's obsessed with, then maybe you should imbue some of those personalities. Now, I'm not saying go full on misogynistic machismo, but shit. If that's the bait you want, and if you really, really want to, then be the bait you want, and then slowly but surely you reveal yourself like, hey, we going to the WrestleMania.
That'd be me.
Tonight, because I had to go against your pre-programming as a child of what you've been wanting to show you that, hey, I can fulfill some of those needs, because you got to look at what they've been wanting since they've been like teenage girls. They've been going after drug dealers and the dude with the car. Well, all the dudes with cars in my high school were drug dealers.
I was like,
shout out to the dope boys.
Yeah. And so you gotta eradicate that out of their system, you know? That's why I mess with college educated women. I don't know. I know what they like. I know what they want. Me. I'm just playing.
Do good guys finish last?
Lame guys finish last. Quit being lame. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
keep going.
Lame isn't like, I feel like it's only in the eye of the person. Like, what's lame to me, it might not be lame to you. Like, I watch wrestling. I don't think it's lame, but you go ask most people, they're gonna tell you it's lame. Like just using that as an example. So when talking about, you can say
lame is not taking initiative. Lame is not being social. No, I know some people are introverted, but being introverted don't mean you're not social. You can be quiet and keep yourself still, like interact with people.
Yeah.
Like, don't sit on the sidelines of life and then complain about it. That's like being lame. Like, come on, bro. If you really like her, like, try. Like, if they counting on your clothes, improve that shit. That shit easy.
But what if you don't know how to improve? You need, like, for me, I know before college, I look at some of the shit I used to wear, and I'm like, yo, that shit was horrible. Like, if I didn't meet my two friends, and I'm going to shout them out, the Seans, they're both Sean. If I didn't meet them, I'm afraid to know what my fashion sense would be right now. I'm honestly afraid to know what I'd be wearing right now. Like, I truly thank God for those two people. Like, they didn't even talk to me, but just seeing them, I was like, oh, that's how they dress.
Oh, that's how colors work together.
Yeah, yo, so that ass. I was like, oh, okay. Oh, fitted stuff. Okay, so we're moving out of the bag. Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Don't wear patterns on patterns like
that.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, bet. So I feel like with certain things, it's like, it's hard. Like, if your clothes is not right, trying to fix that, because it's like, style is for you. Like, I truly think any style could work. It's just that how confident are you in your style? Like, Russell Westbrook, he's my favorite NBA player. One of my favorite men in the world. My man crush. But the way he dresses, he gives no F's. He's going to wear what he wants to wear, and he's going to pull it off. Or
he fly with it. It's crazy, but fly.
So that's why I feel like with clothes, it's like a confidence thing. But in terms of, like, just being approachable or wanting to talk to women, it's more so, I feel like people are afraid of rejection. Like, I know for me, that's one thing I've never really cared about. It's like, nah. I think I contribute that to me playing baseball, because baseball is a game of failure. Like, baseball is the only sport where 3 out of 10, that's great. You're a Hall of Famer if you hit 3 out of 10. Any other sport, you trash. So for me, I've always been like, whatever. Rejection, all right, cool, move on. So that's why, in terms of approaching women, it's like hard for that guy, because sometimes they're in like a group or stuff like that, and you're like, oh shit, like you need a wingman or something. It's always hard. So that's why I say, figure out you for a minute. If it's not working, take a step back, get out the game, off season, start meeting with people, train hard so you can come back next year, win your MVP. So that's what I would just say to that one.
Okay. It's funny. I'm like, did the sports in our lives shape our thoughts and opinions? Me as a wrestler, how I had to constantly, you got to keep fighting even when you're on your back. Get up, man. Keep pushing, cowboy, keep riding. I also don't really care about rejection, but I'm also incredibly lazy when it comes to talking to people in general. So, like, man, shoot. All right, man. Oh, you had the mic. I don't know. You had your thoughts.
I was going to just piggyback off what you guys say. Like, you can't be afraid of rejection. You can't be. I remember being a freshman in high school, and there was a junior who I was like, no, I was going to get her. Clearly laughed at me every day. I tell you what, though, due to my consistency, she signed my yearbook and wrote me a lovely note, which I will never forget. And you know who you are. You know who you are. But yeah, you can't be afraid of rejection. You cannot. Everyone gets rejected. Everyone's been stumped. And I feel like if you get rejected, it's just a way for you to go back and look in the mirror and say, okay, what can I do to better myself or improve my confidence or whatever it is that you need to work on. So rejection is a good thing. I think it's all how you take it and how you internalize it, honestly.
I think that's the root cause of most of this toxic masculinity. Niggas don't know how to be told no. Like this whole rape culture shit. Man, no, man, get used to the goddamn no.
No means no.
No. Oh, okay, cool. You said no. I'm gonna keep moving. Hey, I'm not gonna be like, hey, bitch, why you call Like, yo, why you doing all that?
Then you got the aggressive dudes want to grab you. Yo, my man, she said no, yet you still grabbing her elbow. Like, just, let it go. Let it go.
You gotta get, men aren't used to no. I'm pretty sure some women aren't used to no too, but men aren't used to it, and I think that causes the other dynamic of men either ghosting and being passive about it or being extra aggressive because they want to force themselves, like, chill, be in the middle, be cool, baby, like a couple of Fonzie.
See, I just feel like there's always, I believe there's somebody for somebody, so therefore I don't need to pressure or force you because there's somebody else that's gonna like me.
I'm not trying to pressure
Like, there's somebody out there for you, so that's why I never understood, like, being overly aggressive. The only time I think you should be overly aggressive or tend that route is if it's like...
In the bedroom?
Flag on the play.
Flag.
Got additional grounding. And Devin Brown lost it down.
No, the only way I think I would ever see myself in a situation being overly aggressive is like if I was married and we had like children and like I did something wrong and you want a divorce, then I might be overly aggressive to like fix this. I think that is the only situation where I can see myself like really being over aggressive to like get a woman. Well, in this situation, it'd be to get her back, but to get a woman, period, just because kids involved. That's the only situation. Kids have to be
But
involved.
watch out. You know the law work.
When I mean overly aggressive, I don't mean like go kidnap the chick and like no, I just mean like
I'm just saying.
you gonna get these flowers every day. You never gonna forgive me. Like we gotta work through this.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. It's like Kobe when he went through his stuff. Did you see the $1 million ring he bought Vanessa to say take me back?
Shout out to her.
Word.
Listen, she a real one, and I mean I respect Kobe, but to endure that and know that you made a superstar, and to have to sit in that courtroom or that press conference and have your man admit to what he did. Listen, shout out to the real women out there. I give it to y'all. Like, it's not easy. Any woman who has forgiven any dude who's cheated or misled you or misguided you, y'all the real MVPs, honestly, man. Because I think once you break a woman's trust, it's like breaking glass. It's very difficult to put back together, and it takes time. So, yeah.
You can put it back together, but it's never the same.
Yeah.
Like it'll work because I
Yeah.
put it back together, but you're gonna see the cracks and you're like, ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. That's what you broke it at. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. It's like, oh, it's together, but I can see where the pieces I put.
The hurt is there. The hurt is
there.
definitely there.
You do trash that shit.
Yeah.
I don't think the famous men don't really help the situation because they get to run rampant with their trashy behavior. But I think there's a referendum on trash behavior. You know, we hashtag Me Too, and it's a time I think for us to have reflection on things we can improve upon. We look back at our own past behaviors of how can we become untrashy.
Super fast.
Like how can we turn this thing around where like things I might have said or might have done, man, you can't do that shit no more, man. And people like, oh, well, people feel sensitive and da. Like, bro, man, times are changing. There's only two things that are consistent. That time's gonna change, and we all gonna die. Except for me, because I'm gonna get swept up with the aliens. I'm getting raptured up, baby. I've been living a clean and righteous life. That's how I'm going. But
And taxes.
Well, what's the Snipes? We'll argue with you.
See what happens.
Ja Rule will argue with you. Taxes.
Drake? Drake?
And I think that's why we're addressing it. The trash aspect of our personalities, the trash aspect things that we are doing, because you're in a committed relationship. I'm out of a committed relationship. You may be looking for a committed relationship. It's just a matter of what can we do not to destroy these loving bonds that we have with our trash. Like, in a matter of how much trash have you collected over a while? Like, we're not getting rid of it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we need to look at is the people we hang around with. Like, the people that you run with, are they trash? You know what I'm saying? What's that famous saying? A bird that flocks together.
Birds together flock together.
Yeah. So I think number one is looking at like your circle, the people that you hang out with. Like, are they holding you accountable for your trashiness? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the biggest thing you can look for, your friends, and then I think you start working your way up the ladder. And sometimes you might have to cross a couple people out to say, hey, like, you're not bettering me. Like, if anything, you're condoning this wild behavior. Like, at some point you have to mature and grow and take ownership for your actions, honestly.
And the Bible said, has iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another. And you're right. You gotta change your circle up. And I think a lot of dudes are just in arrested development. They don't want to grow up. They want to do childish things for the life. And if you want to mess with a dude that wants to play games, all right, then y'all can play games together. Y'all can go in the sandbox together. But don't bring your dusty ass into other people's lives, messing things up for everybody else. And now we all confused. We don't know how to communicate. We're shut off. We have our barriers. We have our bags. And all because your dusty ass decided to get out the sandbox and quit messing with other dusty ass people together. Tell the dusty ass people to just be dusty and leave us well upstanding
humans
alone.
I do feel like for the men being trash, I feel like it's like that, like we talked about in the other episode about like that never-ending circle. I feel like no man started out as trash, but I feel like something happened to him, like heart got broken, yada yada, whatever, and then he was like, F that. Cause I noticed that's something similar that happened to me. So it's like heart got broken. He's like, well, I'm never gonna have this happen to me again. And it's like if one of us gotta get hurt, they ain't gonna be me.
Hurt people hurt people.
Facts. So therefore, I feel like that's also a cycle that you have to be open and accepting that, all right, I'm clearly doing this because I feel a way about what happened to me. And like what we said before, getting over situations and getting closure. You just got to find out what is the best way for you to get closure for yourself. Because for closure, I don't think you need the other person to get that because it's a self thing. It's like if you're mad. That don't affect the other person. It's like, you got to get over it. So it's like, what can I do for me to help me get over this situation so hurt people don't hurt people? That's how I've been trying to look at situations now in my life. So, and that's the only way that's worked for me. So that's the only way I can know how to say like, yo, you should do it. Like, so if you were looking for closure, I'd be like, you don't need them to look for closure. You know what you know what you did, or you know what you didn't do. Like one of the two. And there's always signs of like something going wrong. Like nothing just wakes up and goes wrong. Like at least to me, I could be wrong. There could be stuff that's happened where you just wake up and oh shit, something went left. But I feel like for the most part, it's a festering thing. Like there's little signs here and there, but we just blind to it. So you know the signs. So therefore, for closure, I don't need the other person. I can just do it for me. I write my stuff, write it down. I write my emo poetry. Makes me feel better. Now I'm glad closure.
I want to play a little bit of advocate. I don't know if the devil's advocate or just thinking that just crossed my mind. We've been talking about music a lot,
right?
And we were talking about movies and films and all that nature. Do you feel that the media today has a part to play in the trash behavior of men? Because I'm just thinking about some of the music that I put into my spirit as a teenager, and I'm relying the lyrics back in my head of some of those rap songs. I'm like, ooh, I knew I could separate the two. Like that was a normal way to talk to a woman, or the misogyny and all that. But I'm like, there's a song by the Big Timers called Rocky Balboa, which advocates that if a woman gets out of line, you got to bomb Rocky Balboa. And I'm like, holy shit, man. You got that made as a song and you sold it? My God, man. My God. And like, dudes thinking it's like, oh no, it's normal behavior. It's someone advocating what I do. Or they're thinking like porn is real and this is what I should do in real life. I'm like, no, bro. That's all for show. They getting paid to do that.
I mean, media influences everything we do because it's in our face. It's in our face everywhere. Every day it's in your face somehow. It's whether it's in your eyes, in your ears, because you're listening to music or you're watching something on Instagram, movies, TV shows, yada, yada, yada. So it does influence you, but that's when you need somebody around you like, no, nigga, that's just a movie. That's just a slurry. Like, it's not real. Like, half the rappers or music you listen to, they're not about the life they rap about.
Rick Ross is reality, baby.
Rick Ross is a corrections officer. I don't hear none of the stuff you rap about. You shut up. You a corrections officer. So stuff like that.
Look at Tekashi.
6ix9ine. Look at him. You're not about that. So therefore, it takes somebody to be like, or you just realizing like, understand that this is just a song. But then again, you can't comprehend that as you're a young kid, teenager. So that's when it comes to adults in your life, or you just have real mature friends. And I feel like as we grow, we always have older friends. So like your one older OG just being like, nah, bro, that's just a song. Don't let that influence you. Yeah. But,
Or if they ain't got the guidance, B.
What they ain't got learn trial by error. Yeah. You're gonna learn trial by error. I've learned trial by error, many errors. So it's like you just don't have to take the lumps and be like, all right, this happened. You gotta be built for it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Kasim on there. I think every crew, anybody that you roll with, you need that no person. Like, no, this is a bad idea. Like, abort this situation, leave. But I think, yeah, the way social media is, the way the world is now, yes, it definitely plays a huge impact on people if they're not able to see, if they're not able to like figure out the real from the fake, I should say. Like you said, and you know, songs. I mean, if you think about all the songs, like look at Uncle Luke.
I love Uncle Luke.
I mean, shout out to Uncle Luke. We in Miami too, but his songs. I mean, if you think about his songs and what they were saying,
Pop that.
Exactly.
Oh, me so horny.
Exactly.
Me so horny.
So you think about it, and it's like giving men a pass. Like, oh, I can do this because they're doing this. Like you're pretty much just like it's like you're giving them game. Like, oh, Uncle Luke can do this, so can Dry. I'm not Uncle Luke. I don't got that kind of power. And that's not who I am as a person, because I know I can see I can see the forest from the trees, as they would say. But some people like idolize these individuals. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out and get a neck tattoo and this and the third. No, you're not built like that. That's not who you are. Stay in your lane. For 2019, stay in your lane.
So if I get money, I can smack butts like Uncle Luke too.
If you on the music video and they let you smack butts, then hey, you'd be surprised what you get away with some money.
I want to be helpful. We want to be an informative podcast, and we want to help our listeners out. What are the characteristics of a fuckboy? What are the characteristics of a fuckboy so that they can be avoided for our viewing audience, our listening audience? Our audience in general.
That nigga talking about sex off the rip.
Yep.
He ain't trying to he trying to fuck.
Next.
That's what I like to do.
Next.
Well, we had an epiphany today on the podcast.
I've been I was a fuckboy. Anyway.
So I'd see that, and then if you could find their history, which I feel like would be harder sometimes, but if you look through like social media and stuff like that. But the characters of a fuckboy, if they're never trying to take you out on like a real date, like you just like always going to parties, we only go into like secluded locations. We're never like really out and about, just me and you. We're always like a party, or you just trying to come through. Like if I'm never really trying to take you out in public, it's fuckboy shit going on. But what
if I just like being at home, man? I'm a homebody. You met him at a club though, so he ain't really that much of a homebody.
I was about to say, unless you met them in your home, you ain't a homebody.
So I just happened to search the internet because I was curious to know what they were saying. So characteristics of a douche, right? You ready? Number 1, he begs for nudes. Ladies, if this man begged for nudes, next.
Technically, to get a nude, it's a form of like a. Because I'm not smooth, it's not a form of begging, nah? Or pressing? No? Just me? I only press the people? Alright, cool. Next, moving on.
Okay. Alright, number 2. He doesn't believe in labels. Remember that, ladies. He doesn't believe in labels. Number 3. He doesn't respect his mother.
That one can be touchy.
Okay, fair enough.
Because for me and my mom don't have the greatest relationship, but I looked at my grandmother as my mom. So it's like that's like
don't be so defensive, fuck boy. It's okay. It's okay.
Number 4, he never wants to be seen in public with you. I think we all fall victim to that one there. He has no ambition.
Man, sometimes when my depression is built.
And those are just some of the things that I found on the internet.
So you just need 1 out of 7, or you need all 7. It's like the psychopath test.
I think in order to be that, I think you need like 5 out of 7. I think that definitely puts you up there in men among men in that department. I think 5 out of 7.
It's only got a little bit of their tendencies, but
Yeah.
sorry, my ambition is low. That's why you need enough ambition for both of us, baby.
Teach all day, girl. I'm tired. Y'all had kids all day.
Shit, the way my millennial status works out, man, I'm just like, this can't be life. This has to be better than this. Like, shit, you go back in the 1950s and 40s, homies was happy to go to the factory. Or maybe they weren't. Maybe that's why you will never see a dad talk. One of them old TV shows, the dude's just angry. All they did was go to the factory, and all they want to do is sit down in that big behind chair with a beer and don't say a word to me.
Don't look, don't breathe, don't even think about asking me a question.
Like kids are having so much fun till daddy came home and they all got to
Dad's
go to
home. Quiet time.
That's all they want. Like, let me read this damn paper and all that.
That's how men being trash started.
Yeah,
That's
man.
how it started.
The evolution.
The evolution. That's how it was in the 50s. It just kept changing over time.
Man, it probably men probably always been trash, but they never had someone to comment on their trashery until all the men went to war in World War II, and then Rosie the Riveter, they was working, they was getting whopped, and then they came back, and the men was like, I want that job, and it was like, yo, but I do better than you. Women ain't supposed to work. I'm like, you trash. And ever since then, it is a steady up. And men don't know how to respond to them being called out on their trash. Prime example, that Gillette commercial. It was a fine commercial to me. It was talking about we should do better as men or whatever it is, teaching little boys do better. Like, let's teach our boys to do better. Uproar from all of this, like, oh, they're men bashing. They're men bashing. I'm like, no, they're not. They just want us to do better. Why are y'all taking offense to this unless you one of these trashy ass individuals? Get better. Get better.
And I would say it is kind of hard to like be when somebody's calling you out on your trash shit. You take it as like a person like, oh shit, like you be like, no, not me, I'm not trash, because we all have this like self justification. So that's what it's like. You really have to like take a seat back and be like, oh, nah, they're clearly telling me this because there's some truth in it somewhere.
Yeah.
So I have to really honestly look at myself and be like, yo, damn, that shit was trash. I need to do better. If it's not for you, because this is already done, for the next person, whoever I meet later. So you really got to sit and take an honest look at yourself and be like, all right, I've done some fuck shit. I need to do better. And then also understanding you're not gonna like be great overnight.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you, and it's gonna take. It's a process. It's a process. It's not gonna happen overnight.
Like if you took me to the basketball court right now, you're like, D, your jump shot is terrible. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, nah, that's where my daddy taught me how to jump shot. Nah, like yo, okay, let me improve on that, because it ends up going to the kids and it ends up going back and forth. This whole toxic masculinity is the same way I feel about when you tell someone, hey, you're being racist right now. No, I'm not racist. I'm not a blah 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 blah. But I wouldn't have said it if you weren't doing it.
It wasn't true, yeah.
But clearly you're taking offense, so I'm just going to go ahead and write you off. And let's put all the trashy ass people back in the dumpster where they belong. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
No trash 2019.
When we start that though, like, can we start that tomorrow? Because I got some trash shit to do today. Can we start that tomorrow? Can we start tomorrow?
I hate you. I hate you with this name. Oh.
I'm trying to hit people. I'm trying to get you back in the game, and and then we gotta do the minor trash things. But some commented out there. We did a little impromptu poll before this episode. Says something they found trashy about dudes is dudes falling asleep after sex, and I'm like, what else am I supposed to do? I'm confused by your actions. Like the energy that comes forth out of the body has to be replenished in some kind of way, unless you are trying to make a sandwich. I'm just playing. I got real misogyny. Real quick.
They're about to cuss you out after this one.
You don't want me to go to sleep, make me a sandwich. Nah, I won't say that. I'll make you a sandwich, girl. I'm not going to make you a sandwich. But
with cheese?
How about we just both go to sleep? How about that? And like, not on each other, because that's not comfortable sleep. Sorry.
That's actually very true though. Like, get off me. I'm gonna go to bed.
I'm hot.
Yeah, facts. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I need to step on space.
Like, have you ever like laid down next to somebody and they put their hand on your shoulder and like 10 minutes later you're like, everything's just
Dead
numb. It's
numb.
it's like, girl, just scoot over. You give me the stiff arm bag back. Okay.
Yo, they got some pillows out there now. I saw a commercial.
Oh.
For pillows that you can like slip your arm under the pillow so your arm doesn't go to sleep, and they can still be comfortable.
Yeah.
You comfortable-ish. You know what I'm saying?
It's difficult for a man to cuddle in bed. Like, there's only so many ways you can turn. Like, it's just like, my shoulder, my neck, my toes numb, girl. Scoot over.
You can't call me trash because of my discomfort. Like, yo, I guess because we're not bred that way, I have no want or desire to sleep upon somebody else. But for some strange reason, many a woman want to sleep upon another human. I'm like, is this shit comfortable to you? It shit ain't comfortable to me. Like, it's cool holding you a little bit, but like 5 minutes, I'm like, all right, we gotta shift. We gotta do something different.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I was talking to my homeboy the other day, and he was like, oh yeah, he's like, I was coming with my girl. Like, they're new to this dating. Like, they're both new. And she spent the night, and you know, they watched the movie and whatnot. And he was at her place, and he said in the midst of them cuddling, he's like, I got to fart. He's like, I didn't know what to do, Gerard. I was like, bro, you should got up and just went to the bathroom. He was like, I farted, and it just woke us both up.
Oh, you farting asleep?
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing, man? You can't do that.
You can't control a fart in your sleep,
Yeah,
man.
but she was like, she woke up, she was like, what you put out last night was just disrespectful. I was like, yo, she a real one. She a real one. She stayed and endured that smell. She a real one. She's definitely a real one for that one.
You can't control that. Full disclosure, I didn't realize I farted in my sleep till I got married. I'm like, word, my bad. I apologize. I didn't know. Apparently, I fart, I talk. What else do I do in my sleep? Things you don't know.
You sleep.
That's sleeping.
Yeah.
Another trash thing that I found is that apparently men, we don't put shit back like after we use it.
I put it where it needed to be. What do you mean? Put it back. I put it where I would find it later. I'm confused by your logic. It is where it's supposed to be for me. Now I'm looking like, where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? Oh, I put it on the nightstand. I didn't want it on the nightstand.
I gotta go back up these stairs again, girl.
Nah, I ain't put it back. I put it back where I knew it was gonna be. That's where I put it. That's where the hammer at right now. The hammer right over there on the table on the third shelf next to the bills. Why is it by the bills? That's where I want them to be. That's where I know the hammer's at right now. I don't want to look for the hammer and it's not by the bills all of a sudden. What you mean you organize the bills? Now I don't know the goddamn hammer at. That's all I'm saying. Woman,
help me.
Help me help you. Shit.
Then I guess we already answered the ghosting thing because that was another trash thing that I.
And why the hell you complaining about me leaving the toilet seat up? Actually, on a side note, I don't leave the toilet seat up because I'm a germaphobe. There's a plume of germs that flies up in the air. So I put the seat down every time I flush the toilet because I don't want fecal matter on my toothbrushes. Even though I put a case on that one on the tooth, I'm just letting y'all know is do that. Put the seat down. But why do you complain about someone putting the seat down? But if I put it down all the time, don't you gotta lift that bad boy up with the same amount of energy and flavor? I ain't never heard no woman pissing on top of the goddamn toilet seat because they lifted it up. But I almost fell in.
You ain't looking? Why you ain't looking before you sit?
Get out of here, man. Get out of here, man, with your shenanigans. Your shenanigans.
And also, I'm lazy. If it's already up, I don't gotta do it when I go back in there.
Yeah, once again. But you come to my house, put the damn seat down. For real. I don't want to breathe in your particles.
Then I would say
Had pink eye.
trying to wrapping up, if you could go back and give yourself advice in your trashiest moment, what would you say?
Don't run.
Reconsider.
Reconsider. True on the subject. You sure? Fuck it. No, I got your back like chiropractic. Yeah, just don't run. But I don't think I'm that trashy, man. And the people who perceive me as trash, it was probably because the situation was trashy to begin with. And we probably were both trash. And we're probably both better with other people. Sometimes it just is what it is. And you can't necessarily call something a situation unless, you put the full perception on the perspective. I don't know one of them damn P words.
I feel you. I think for me, I would just, to go back and tell my younger self something, it would just be like, communicate and see the bigger picture. Those be my two.
If I can go back in time and give myself advice, I'd just be like, nigga, it's not worth the headache that you're about to go through. It is not worth it. Just stop. Go home, play video games. It is not worth the trouble that you're about to go through. It's not worth all the headaches, everything you about. It's not. No matter how good you think it, no. Just go home, play video games. Trust me, you'll thank me for this in years to come.
I want to apologize. It was like, it was a really nice young lady, and I was a trashy boyfriend. And later on in life, I'm really like you were like a dope individual, but I just wanted to do dumbass shit at the time, and I wasn't willing to. I was young. I was what, 20, 21, 22?
Yeah, so you're young. Yeah, like you just, your brain is already on dumb stuff.
Like your brain ain't even fully formed till 25. So I apologize. I'm like, yo, dope individual, and I would go back and say, hey, you know what? That one right there, keep her.
No,
keep her.
and that's
Keep
real
good.
talk, because
Keep her.
I think we can all go down our timeline and be like, man, I really let that one go. Like, what was I thinking? Like, what was my mind at? So I've definitely fallen victim to that, Devin. I let that one go because of my stupid ways. Or she said she liked me, and I was just like, oh, gotta go. Oh, time to go. But yeah, so I apologize for any of my trashy ways that I've done. If I hurt anybody out there listening, I'm truly sorry. I can definitely take ownership for my actions, and I'm looking at you, America. If I hurt you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, okay?
Oh, we talking to America. America, you've been hurting me. How about
For years. Taxes.
slavery? Oh, you thought I forgot?
Trump. Yeah. Then forget. Gotcha.
Shit. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, I said what I would do. I literally, when I meant it's not worth the headache, it's not. That's like what I told my little brother about like sex and stuff. I was like, don't do it unless you're in a relationship, or I got the ultimate understanding. But I'll tell you the story about when he called me, he lost his virginity. That's for like a future.
Another time.
Yeah.
So another great episode.
Yes.
Once again, if you're out there, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. You can follow the IG page is now available. The Brodies Pod. We also you can follow us individually if you want to, if you choose to. Mr. Brown, you can find me at 2nd Avenue. The S is a 2 on IG.
You can follow me at J_Renford on IG. Yeah.
You can follow me on IG, all up in your cast. Then you can also please subscribe and follow us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts and on SoundCloud.
We on Apple? We on Apple?
Yeah, baby.
We climbing the ladder, y'all.
Because we are.
The Brodies.
And we back at you.
All right.
That was a good one, man. I felt like a dad. I felt like a dad in that one. I felt like a father speaking to my younger son. Look, boy, don't do nothing stupid.
Don't do none of the dumb shit I did.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, man, trial and errors.